So, can I just, like, monetize this thing now? Huh. Well, alright. Looks like Marina is public again. I don't know if I won or not. It feels like I won. It's not on the first page anymore. Load. It feels like I won. What I won? I don't know. But it feels like I won something. She took off her thingy. That's kind of funny. Well, there you go. That video is back up for anybody. Ha ha. Hello. It's Andy again from the Egocast channel. And today we're looking at this crazy lady. Because she thinks all this stuff is real. This stuff is not real.
Hey guys, it's Sinead and I'm back for a new video. Probably not a lot of you are going to see it for a while because I don't think people even really know that the other channel was taken down.
She had a channel taken down? Why did she have a channel taken down?
But we'll eventually get it all sorted out. So this is kind of a weird one. I didn't even really go searching for this information. It was kind of just landed in my lap.
That sounds like this is going to be amazingly well put together and researched. I can't wait for that.
And it started off with a conversation in the Renegade think tank, our secret think tank. Her
secret think tank? She has a secret... Why do you need a secret think tank?
It was brought up a Hugh Wyatt man. You should check out his website, Hugh Tunes. He's a really awesome cartoonist.
Her think tank is made up of what? Her and a cartoonist? Is that it? Like, who else is in this think tank? If cartoonist is the most prestigious person that you can throw out there for your think tank?
He brought up to me this thing called chaos magic, and we were all kind of talking about how we found it interesting that the new right used the chaos symbol.
Oh shit. She invoked it.
Smash! 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 Smash!
To represent the new right. And then we started looking around and we realized that the Traditionalist Youth Network or the Trad Workers Party, actually it's not the Trad Workers Party that uses it, I believe it's just...
Like I said, terribly well researched.
The Traditionalist Youth Networks that use the chaos symbol, and as I'll show in these pictures, you can see them carrying it around.
Yep, that was them carrying it around.
So I wanted to write an article on this because I found it interesting that Alexander Dugin's Eurasian Youth Movement also...
This guy looks like a giant douche. Like, his pudgy little cheeks don't really match the uniform at all.
So uses the chaos symbol, and it all started to kind of come together, especially from the last video where we talked about the agenda of the alternative right, and that was a Eurasianist agenda, and that's why they usually will elevate people such as Alexander Dugin in these circles.
You know what? If she keeps showing this goddamn symbol and saying those words, invoking chaos magic, I can't, if she keeps doing it, I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. It's going to get fucking crazy around here if she does that shit. Oh, this is going to get bad.
So I wanted to put this into video form for you guys and just walk you through some of the revelations that I had and just show you some of the connections. And I'm not really trying to make a hypothesis at this point. I just think it's very interesting that all these things kind of seem to connect. So I wanted to throw it out there to you guys too and get your input because I always learn a lot from your comments.
I bet she learns a lot from the comments. Sometime I'm going to have to look in this girl's comments and see exactly what it is she's learning. Because I bet you she learns a lot from the comments.
You'll see here in these pictures that Matt Heimbach is using the chaos symbol.
That's a crucifix. That's a Christian crucifix. That's a cross.
He's using half of it.
Oh, half of it. Well, okay, I guess if it's half of the chaos symbol, then it's not a cross.
And he's also using some sigils here. Now, sigils aren't necessarily bad, but one of the main ideas behind chaos magic,
Smash! Smash!
if you guys have ever looked into that, is that they use sigils. They're designs of words that you then want to focus intent into and create that reality.
She really thinks that this shit is real, doesn't she?
So say you wanted, I don't know, more money. You would make the symbol for money and
Smash! Smash!
and you would then, however the magician chooses to, would focus their intent and their energy on this.
Money. Ain't working.
Now, this isn't necessarily evil, right? We had the binding of runes and, that wasn't inherently evil, but I just think it's interesting that sigils are being used here alongside the chaos symbol.
Smash! Smash!
When we know that in chaos magic,
Smash! Smash!
sigil magic is one of the main parts. Now, Alexander Dugin is a close associate of the Trad Workers' Party, and you'll see here, as I stated before, Alexander Dugin's Eurasian Youth Movement uses the chaos symbol
Smash! Smash!
to represent their movement. Here's Alexander Dugin and David Duke. I guess they were attending a gallery in Moscow together. I guess they're friends, I don't know.
Just well researched.
Here's Alexander Dugin with trilateralist Zbigniew Brzezinski. I just think that's a little concerning.
Why? Who the fuck is Zbigniew? Who the fuck are these people? I don't know who any of these people are.
I mean, I couldn't go get a picture with Zbigniew Brzezinski or any of these high-level psychopaths.
That's because you're a low-level psychopath.
Nor would I want to, so I don't know what he's doing hanging out with Zbigniew Brzezinski.
Who cares?
The reptilian-looking dude.
Smash! Smash!
I just want to read a little bit here about Dugin and his connection to chaos magic.
Smash! Smash!
He's using the chaos symbol,
Smash! Smash!
and he's connected to chaos magic.
Smash! Smash!
So, the misanthropic ideas of British occultist and Satanist Aleister Crowley do, however, inform both the Duginist worldview and its contemporary praxis. Indeed, it is within the worldview of chaos magic
Smash! Smash!
specifically, which is a spawn of Crowley's Thelemic philosophy. Now remember that, Thelema, Thelemic. We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, because why the fuck would you give me a frame of reference now?
The Thelemic philosophy, where much of the paradoxes of the Duginist Weltanschauung, and especially in its fourth positionist catch-all of beyond right or left, must be sought.
She just said that like that was a mic drop point. And I didn't understand a word of what she said. Did you?
Whether explicitly articulated or not, the actual animating locus of the Duginist far-right praxis.
She just did it again!
Beginning with its choice of symbology. Here, the chaos symbol
Smash! Smash!
on the Eurasian flag, with 8 white or yellow thunderbolts, or arrows, shaped in a radial pattern set behind a black background. Dugin derives his design from the popularizations of it made by Western chaos magicians in the 1970s through the 1980s.
Smash! Smash!
Who themselves appropriated it from the works of fantasy novelist Michael Moorcock.
Fantasy novelist.
As we discussed in the last video, was also the founder of the National Bolshevik Party.
The National Bolshevik Party? Like 1900s Bolshevik Party? What are you talking about?
Many on the new right seem to embrace this dark magic. Grinder Greggy, our favorite alt-right faggot.
Whoa, that just took a fucking left turn.
Favorite alt-right faggot, wrote a nice little piece recently about how we need to remember Aleister Crowley. Because, you know, apparently butt sex and raping animals, you know, that was a big contribution to the new right. Yeah, Crowley had a lot of great things to offer us, didn't he, Greg? Yeah.
Who the fuck cares about Aleister Crowley?
Now, we mentioned Thelema, right? Thelemites earlier.
Mentioned it, yes. Explained it, no. So I'm hoping you're gonna help me out right now.
I thought it was interesting that this guy that kind of came on the scene recently, Augustus Sol Invictus, is a Thelemite. And there was even a big controversy in the news about how, you know, he had to sacrifice a goat for his initiation and all these things. I just think it's interesting that, you know, there's just known Thelemites in these circles. And
Is this supposed to be an explanation?
not a big deal. Crowley and Thelema have been huge inspirations for people in the counterculture, and it spawned many different magical movements, and one of those was the Church of the SubGenius.
Smash! Smash!
Which is a parody religion.
I'm not gonna get an explanation on Thelma. Fucking, she's already on to another topic.
But it's interesting what they were seeding in our minds with this parody religion. So I'll play you a little clip from their commercial here, and we will comment as it goes on.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Dragging your butt through the day, selling body and soul to a bunch of bland normals?
So interesting how they refer to people that just don't get it, that are outside of the cult, right, the church, as normals. And I think it's interesting that the alt-right uses the term normies. Also, as you see here,
I can't believe we're seriously fucking looking at this as if it was a thing.
The SubGenius. Bob brings a new destiny for the abnormal. For Bob comes to justify our sins, to unmask the conspiracy, and to get us back the slack they stole away. It's us versus them. Are you gonna fry in hell on earth
That's seriously an MTV logo. Your eyes are not deceiving you.
alongside the pink boys? Or will you pull the wool over your own eyes and accept Bob into your mind? Repent, quit your job, slack off,
There it is again, MTV.
and praise Bob!
Church of the SubGenius, eternal salvation, or triple your money back.
they're all wearing what looks like Nazi armbands, and it's not a swastika, but it's a very similar looking shape, and they're raising their right arms in a Sikh Heil fashion. Here, let me just give you a woo-woo, okay?
Thank you for that. I would have never understood it if you didn't woo-woo for me.
So, what's up with that? I mean, I don't know.
I've never seen a video where somebody tried to like convince me and showed so many things, pictures and videos and statistic or whatever. I mean, all the shit that she's showing, but she didn't actually do any real like reading or research at all. All she did was Google image fucking all these pictures. Fucking asshole.
We'll ask more questions later, but let's keep going. So now these SubGenius people, their god is called Jehovah One, and they're waiting for X Day when all of the aliens are going to come and, I don't know, save the day or something, which reminds me a lot of Scientology. And yes, these are connected to Scientology, and I will probably have to do a follow-up video to that because this goes really, really deep and there's a lot of information to absorb.
But why bother fucking reading any of it?
I'm still trying to understand it all. It's all very weird.
I'm still trying to understand why the fuck you made this video.
So the whole idea with this SubGenius religion is that there's a conspiracy out there to bar people from this thing called slack. And slack is never really defined.
Quit your job, slack off!
But we can kind of infer from their teachings, especially regarding Bob Dobbs, this 1950s salesman. They apparently believe he embodies slack.
Smash! Smash!
Now, slack is basically slacking off. not working, having sex, and doing drugs all day. This thing called slack. And slack is never really defined. Now, slack is basically slacking off, not working, having sex, and doing drugs all day. So that's what the conspiracy is holding people away from doing, and they want to get that slack back. So I found it weird in this video that explains slack. If you want to check it out, just YouTube Slack Explained. This thing called slack. And slack is never really defined.
This bitch is fucking retarded.
This comment here in particular is kind of weird. The conspiracy stole my slack. Now I am an alt-right Discordian. Hey fam, want to test out if that rope has any slack? Interesting too how they're God. Well, I guess Jehovah One is their God, but they're, what they aspire to be, Bob Dobbs.
Smash! Smash!
He uses this OK symbol. And really, it's not an OK symbol. That's the exoteric meaning of it. But the esoteric meaning is, well, it can be sodomy.
Whoa! Sodomy!
It can be a reference for child rape.
Oh, where the fuck did that come from?
That's a lot of times what it is. Or it's a reference to who's being abused and used and who is owned by the Jews.
Whoa, that just took another left turn. God damn.
So this gesture is also known as the Gabai. Now, if you look at the definition of Gabai, like we're going to look now, it's someone who serves in synagogue services. So it's basically an assistant of the Jews. And interesting how this hand sign has now become the official hand sign of, the new right, the alt-right, the rising right, and the Trump campaign.
Smash! Smash!
It's really interesting. You have people throwing up these things. They have no idea what it means. They just are followers, and they saw someone else do it, so they're going to do it. But
fucking Justin Timberlake. Why you gotta bring Justin Timberlake into this?
Really, they're using magic. They have no idea what this means, and all the while they're sitting there laughing. Like, you guys are so stupid. You're telling us that we own you.
Is she a Jew? You're telling us we own... Is she a Jew?
And I think it's really interesting that all these edgy shitlords that got, banned from Twitter are making their exodus over to gab.ai, which uses the green frog as their logo. Is that Kek? Pepe?
Smash! Smash!
I don't know. It's weird. Goodbye. And gab.ai with a green frog. Coincidence?
That's chilling.
Here's some random like NRX and alt-right Bob Dobbs accounts that I found, and I remember getting trolled by a lot of these Bob Dobbs looking accounts. I just thought that was weird. Why is there such a heavy presence of this SubGenius, Discordian, chaos magic
Smash! Smash!
Within the new right?
'Cause they're trolling you, stupid!
So some of you might be familiar with Robert Anton Wilson. A lot of people really love him in the conspiracy research world.
I love how she says that like she's not a part of that.
But he actually was a member of the Church of the SubGenius, and they referred to him as Pope Bob.
Smash! Smash!
Now, Robert Anton Wilson was the brains behind Operation Mindfuck. The goal of this operation was to attribute all national calamities, assassinations, or conspiracies to other members of the group.
That sounds so stupid. How would anybody believe that?
So this is kind of like how Hillary Clinton claims that, oh, there's Russian hackers and, oh, the alt-right is so evil, when really they're all on the same team.
Oh, that's how. That all makes so much more sense now.
Not that I think this is nefarious, but I think it's funny, too, how every time there's a shooting, they attribute it to Sam Hyde.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh, it's funny.
Why is that funny?
So Robert Anton Wilson wrote the Illuminatus trilogy, and that work inspired the Illuminati playing cards, which some of you might be familiar with. And these cards are very strange because they predict a lot of things that are happening now. And
You have got to be joking. What? Card game cards, that's what we're going into now?
were made many years ago. So that to me implies that there was foreknowledge about these plans.
I pray to God that she goes through some of these cards, because that would be hysterical.
So 5 cards in particular struck my interest. The
Fucking awesome.
first one is called Dobbstown.
This is foretelling the future.
And I just think this is interesting because that is, Bob Dobbs. We also have Comet Hail Bob.
Does she not realize that the whole SubGenius thing came out way before the Illuminati card game? Like, way before the Illuminati card game.
We have a Principia Discordia card, and that is, the Principia Discordia was basically the religious text, the Bible, you could say, of the Discordian movement, and Discordians are chaos magicians.
Smash! Smash!
If I didn't make that clear. So, Discordians worship the goddess Eris, the goddess of chaos, who was said to throw out the provocative item
Her pussy!
at the gods and get them to fight over which one was the prettiest one. So really, that's just a fancy way of saying they're disinformation agents that throw out disinformation to create chaos and confusion, therefore there can be no order. Now, some people will argue that the world is just naturally chaotic, but I don't really think that's true at all. I think there is an order to everything, and, us people who care about truth, we are about order, not about chaos. We have this card with the New World Order, interesting times, and
Yeah, we are living in some interesting times. I can see how that one told the future.
I find it interesting that he's wearing a question mark shirt. It kind of reminds me of Anonymous. And you'll see in the background there, it looks like a cross between Spurto Sparte and Pedo Bear. I mean, that's just, I don't think that's a coincidence. And
What does this have to do with anything?
there's raining frogs, raining green frogs. And we have the frog god,
Smash! Smash!
which, people are now worshiping as Pepe or Kek.
Smash! Smash!
Could these cards and the whole New World Order conspiracy just be an elaborate magic trick
No.
used against us by these chaos magicians?
Smash! Smash!
There are a number of similarities between the Church of the SubGenius and Discordianism, the chaos magic.
Smash! Smash!
They say that Eris is married to Jehovah One. So we have the Discordians over here with their Eris worship, the goddess, and you have the Church of the SubGenius with their worship of Jehovah One, and they say that they are married. So really, these two groups are married together as well. Some even call the Church of the SubGenius an offshoot of Discordianism. So is meme magic simply chaos magic
Smash! Smash!
repackaged? We have Pepe, right, who represents Kek, an ancient Egyptian deity of chaos.
Smash! Smash!
Now this is being used by white nationalists all over the place. So do these people even know what it's being used for, or do they even care? I don't think they really care. I think a lot of people really think that Pepe was just this organic thing that wasn't seeded, it wasn't, I'm sure obviously people took the original Pepe and made their own Pepe.
Smash! Smash!
But I don't think that this worship of Kek and Pepe is organic at all.
Smash! Smash!
I mean, look at the guy who created it. He looks like an ugly frickin' Jew with, soulless vampire eyes.
Wow. This chick has a problem with Jews, man.
Matt Fury. And the original comic book or series that he, created Pepe in was called Boys Club. Which is, it's pretty much the alt-right for you, except for their Queen Honey Badger Bee.
What the fuck is a queen honey badger bee? All these new terms.
But now, Matt Fury is going to create a series of positive Pepe memes, according to Israel Times. Yeah. And We're gonna take Pepe back, they say, with hashtag Save Pepe.
Smash! Smash!
So, like I said before, I don't think all this Pepe stuff is organic. I don't think that it's just random that they're using the chaos symbol
Smash! Smash!
to represent the new right. I think that's them telling us what they're doing, revelation of the method, and I think people are just way too trusting and they just think that this is all fun and games. No, you're being played for the most part. And,
Yeah, every time I put up a stupid meme, man, I am being fucking played like a fiddle.
this reminds me of protocol number 1 of the Learned Elders of Zion, which state that they will, quote, brought to our ranks thanks to our blind agents, whole legions who bore our banners with enthusiasm. That's exactly what I see now.